Hello everyone, I'm Charles. Welcome to Graphic Design Quick Start. In today's episode, I'll be showing you how to turn a photo into a line art in Photoshop. We will start with this portrait from Unsplash and convert it to this high contrast line art. This will be through the help of the Photocopy filter. Let us get started. Go to the Layers panel, click on a portrait layer, place Ctrl J, Command J on a mark to create a duplicate. Rename the duplicate to Photocopy. The Photocopy filter we are about to apply maps the foreground and background colors to the image. We want our image to be black and white. Place D for default foreground and background colors. Go to Filter, Filter Gallery. If you're using an older version of Photoshop, you would go to Sketch, then Photocopy Filter. Let us click on Filter Gallery. Go to Sketch, choose Photocopy. Let me position the photo in the window. I will also zoom out. For this image, I'll give it a darkness of 50 and detail of 24. Click OK. The effect gives us quite a rough image. As you can see, from the original photo, her skin is smooth. So our next step will be to clean up the image a little bit. There are two methods that we'll be using. One is automatic, using the levels adjustment and Gaussian blur. The other method will be manual. Change the photocopy layer blend mode to white. That will drop all the whites, but will bring them back later. Now let us clean up the image. Let us start with the automatic method. Go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian blur. Give it a blur of 5. But if you have a high resolution image, give it a high radius. What the blur does, it gives us smooth transition of the edges and also grays out some of the grids, which you can later easily remove using the levels adjustment. Click OK. Go to the bottom of the Layers panel. Click on the black-white icon. Click on Levels. Click on the Create Creeping Mask icon. This will limit the adjustments only to the photocopy layer. Change the black point to 115. Change the white point to 140. Go to the Layers panel. Rename the layer to Contrast. Let us now apply the manual cleanup. Click on the photocopy layer to make it active. For the cleanup, you can either use the eraser tool, press E for the eraser tool, change the mode to block, delete away the blotches, or you can use a mask. Let me press Ctrl Z, Command Z to undo. Pick the lasso tool, marquee the blotches. Go to the bottom of the Layers panel, hold Alt, and click on the Add Layer Mask icon. Let us clean up the rest of the image. This time, let us use the brush. Press B for the brush tool. Press the right square bracket to increase the size of the brush. That's fine. Now let us turn the image to actual line art. Click on the background layer. Place Ctrl Shift N, Command Shift N mark to create a new layer. Call it white. And assuming your background color is white, press Ctrl Backspace, Command and Delete mark to fill it with white. Assuming any of your selection tool is active, press 5 to change the opacity of the layer to 50%. Why we are continually showing the details of our underlying layer? It is because it will help us build some details. In this case, we will fill anything that is in the shadows with pure black. To do that, press Ctrl Shift N, Command Shift N to create a new layer. Call it black. Press Alt Backspace to fill it with black. Double click on an empty space on the right of the black layer. This brings up the layer style option dialog box. Drag the line layer slider to 140. This value can vary as per your image. What we mean here is that anything of a value 140 and brighter from a composite version of the line layers will show through, and anything of a value of 140 and darker will turn to pure black. Click OK. Let us now turn everything to black and white. Click on the outermost layer on the hierarchy. Go to the bottom of the layers panel. Click on the black and white icon. Click on the threshold. Change the threshold level to 120. Go to the layers panel. Rename the layer to black and white. And there we have our high contrast line art with the help of photocopy filter, levels adjustments, some black and white layers, and a treatment of Gaussian blur. That's it for today. Like, share, and consider subscribing to our channel so that you don't miss out on our next episode.